We had lost 8 guys during that 2006 to 2008 deployment. And the first 4 was a roadside bomb. And then the 2 were wounds sustained from that roadside bomb. Boom, it's your boy Will Jones. You already know what's going down. Born and raised, Torrance, California. Growing up, I was born, raised here in the South Bay. My parents imported from the East Coast. My dad was born in Philadelphia, my mother's born in Mississippi. And they both met out here in the South Bay. But prior to that, my father, he was in the Air Force. My mom's father was in the Air Force. My older brother was in the Air Force. My cousin is in the Air Force. My aunt was in the Air Force. My uncle, he was drafted during Vietnam. So he was in the Army. So I was in 10th grade during the September 11th attacks. And that was very, I guess, pivotal moment in my life. And that whole class was, main focus in on that, and we went over all the different stuff, and I still kind of remember just the atmosphere and that vibe was at that time. I think a lot of us didn't really understand what was happening, but at the same time we had all this history, which gave us somewhat of a foreshadow as to what's going to happen. But I'm in 10th grade, so I didn't really think too much about that. Just kind of went on about my own business.
And I've ordered that the full resources of the federal government go to help the victims and their families, and to conduct a full-scale investigation to hunt down and to find those folks who committed this act.
But getting out of high school, there was no college in my future, right? I was done with school at that point, and so I made the decision, boom, I'm leaving. Walking into the Army recruiter's office. I'm like, hey, I want to join the Army. I have 2 conditions. I want to play Shoot 'em up, bang bang, and I have to leave within a month. Because if any longer than a month, I'm going to change my mind. They're like, all right, cool. I was out within a month. So I go out to Fort Benning, Georgia. Right now, at the time, the whole thing was just like I needed to leave, right? Like I didn't care about anything else, no bonuses, no schools, no anything like that. It's like, I just want to go play Shoot 'em up, bang bang. I don't want an office job. I want an adventure. So, they're like, we got the perfect job for you, Infantry. You ever heard of Infantry? I'm like, no, not really. I mean, I watched so many movies and stuff like that, but at that moment in time, none of that stuff registered. It was like, boom, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is the only thing I'm focused on. I'd say like a month after basic training, I was already in Baghdad. It was just, we're landed, they give us M16. We're like, all right, we have to convoy to your base now. And I'm just sitting in the back of the big old LMTV open bed truck with my M16 just looking like, whoa, we are here. Just sights, sounds, smells, cars honking, traffic everywhere. You got goats on the road, people yelling. I'm just trying to take it all in. We all got guns. We were being convoy security. It was an MP unit. Yeah, we do this all the time. So just you see us shooting, just shoot where we're shooting. Like, yeah, that's easy enough. I had no idea what was going on. I'm just like, boom, I'm along for the ride, but I'm ready if something happens. And then we get to our final unit, and I was assigned to Charlie Company 19. And we were right there near Haifa Street in Baghdad. So I did like a 6-month deployment there with them. And I was a dismount on the Bradleys. So we did a lot of missions out in Haifa Street, Toledo Square, like all that. That was the area that, like prior to me going there, they had big crazy stuff happening. So they lost a lot of guys and they needed replacements. So that was one of the replacements. By the time I got there, like there was still some stuff, but it wasn't as bad as previously. A lot of grenades, a few snipers, RPGs, mortars, some IEDs. Yeah, I mean, let's just say every time we left the gate, there's grenades going off. I also remember too, like some of these areas in Baghdad are nice. They have some beautiful neighborhoods, beautiful houses. You know, it's not all slummy as, you know, they'd want you to believe. You know, and going into that, it's the same like with the mentality of growing up with my imagination, right? Like there's so many different worlds out here. You know, you've got nice areas here in the South Bay and you've got, you know, not so nice areas here in the South Bay. And I believe it's like that everywhere in the world. I've traveled a few places and I've seen that, you know? So, I mean, we all come from different walks of life and different things like that. So the shell shock of being in a new place, it doesn't affect me as people that haven't been anywhere before. So after my first deployment with Charlie 19, we had got back to Fort Hood, Texas, and they were moving Charlie 19 to Fort Bliss, or the whole 19 to Fort Bliss. So we had one of those little like changeover type ceremonies to where we became Bravo 18. And then I guess promoted up to the gunner, because our gunner, he was getting out. So I know both the driving and the gunning. So when we went on our next deployment in 2006, back to Baghdad, but on a different side of it, up near Sadr City, I was driving and a gunner on the Bradleys. Legion 8. Yeah. We had lost 8 guys during that 2006 to 2008 deployment. And first 4 was a roadside bomb.
It is the greatest danger in Afghanistan. The roadside bomb. There, insurgents planted close to 100,000 IEDs over 6 years, causing more than 4,300 American deaths. In Afghanistan, the use of the roadside bomb has doubled this year alone and causes 70% of coalition deaths.
And then the 2 were wounds sustained from that roadside bomb. We just got back from an all-night mission. We were doing this all-night mission back in was it March 14th, or March 14th into March 15th, right? It's all-night mission. I forget exactly what the mission was. I was in a Bradley, so we were supposed to be, you know, there's a cordon and search or something like that, where we had everybody out there. So it was a big movement, and you know, I posted up on my sector. All the dismounts are in the back, you know, doing their door-to-door thing or whatever mission that there was. We were just to secure the area. When time to come to pick them up, we went and did that. So we did that, boom, and we go back to base. And then they came down like, all right, boom, you know, half the platoon is going, the other half staying here. I was on the half to stay, you know, Sergeant Ryan Green and the rest of the boys, you know, they were, you know, boom, going out to our outer base, Fob Hope. So right when they get over near like the Fob Loyalty, like around the area between our 2 bases, there's this little area that we go in through, a little neighborhood back there. As they're going up into there, boom, roadside bomb hits. First one hits. So, you know, they drop the ramp, they come around, secondary fucking IED right there. So 4 instantly, you know, 4 out of that team instantly. And then we had 2 others that had to get, you know, medevaced. So, I mean, I wasn't there, so I'm just recalling, you know, what they said. But what I can say is, you know, after they left, all that shit was going on, somebody from the engineer company comes walking over, and he's asking about somebody from 3rd Platoon. You know, I'm like, yeah, man, I mean, they're all out there. He's like, yeah, man, we just heard Legion Company got, you know, 4 KIAs. What are you talking about, man? He's like, yeah, it just came over the radio. So by this time, you know, all of the rest of the platoon is coming out. Then, as Sergeant Cook comes out of the shower, and, you know, and he breaks it down. He's like, yeah, he's like, a Roadside Bomb got 4 of you guys. We had to medevac 2 of them. And right there, man, it's just silence, you know? We're like, yeah, 4 bodies of boys I was just kicking it with a few hours before. But knowing that we had 2 survivors, it didn't sting as bad, you know? So we were able to get through that. But it was just rough. It was hard because we had that, and then we had to go back. We had to pack up their stuff. But like I said, we had 2 survivors, so, you know, that we kept hope alive. And 3 days later, you know, we got news. Sergeant Green in transport, he succumbed to his wounds. And then our doc, Sergeant Leitner, same thing. So that was very sobering or whatever. I don't know. It was just, it was rough. Boom, 4 guys. So after that one, you know, down 6 guys now. First 4 from the blast, 2 from wounds sustained. And the day goes on, right? Mission still has to go, so we have to be in our right state of mind. You know, they gave us a little bit of downtime to do all the necessary shit, but, you know, like it's not gonna, nothing stops. Like, we still have to go out the next day. You know, we still have to go out on the next mission, you know? And we did. It did. It took us a little while to get back into our groove, to find our groove again. But at that time, those next few months, it was pretty intense, you know? We got hit multiple fucking times with IEDs, you know? Because, you know, I guess what they were thinking was, boom, we got these motherfuckers, you know? We got 6 guys, you know? We got 4, you know, whatever, I don't know, whatever they're thinking. They're just like, yo, we got some motherfuckers, so let's just keep at it. You know, like, we know what they're doing now. You know, we saw what they were doing. You know, we made a plan, we hit that plan, we got what we wanted, you know, so let's just keep doing it. And they tried to keep doing it. You know, they'd have multiple fucking bombs along the road. Cause, you know, they're like, oh, they might have got smart, so, you know, we'll set a little baby bomb right here, you know, and we weren't taking any fucking chances anymore. Anytime bomb went off, it was 360-degree security. We're lighting everything up, getting out this kill zone. Because we just didn't know. We didn't know where the next one was coming from. We didn't know who's who. You know, like, it was just, it was intense. It's very intense. So, upon getting out the Army, 2008, like, my whole goal, getting out of the Army, I'm going to Hollywood. Like, that was my thing. I'm gonna be in movies, I'm gonna be on TV, I'm gonna be this huge movie star. You know, that was the goal. The whole time I'm in the military, like, that's what I told everybody, you know? So they all believed it. They all bought into that, you know? So I'm like, yeah, I gotta do it, you know? So I come home, I got deployment money, most I've ever had in my life, you know? So, you know, I pay cash for a car, you know, pay that out. And then, I guess the rest of the money, I just effed off the rest of that year. Yo, like 22 years old, big lump sum of money. You know? Like, I just got off 2 deployments, just got out of the military, you know. I'm gonna enjoy myself. So I enjoyed myself. And then Pops comes to me. He's like, all right, you've had about a year of adjustment. You know, like, it's time to fucking move on. And the next goal, the next plan was to get in the movies, you know? So I've done some extra work and stuff like that, but I just didn't feel like that was the way for me. So I signed up for the Filmmaker Program. Boom, off I went to the Philippines. Here's the camera, go out and make a movie. That's pretty much like what it was. And then I'm like, all I have to do is now market myself to the other filmmakers in my class that I'm an actor. So they don't need to do any casting. So I just walk into the class, hey guys, I'm your actor right here. So I got like maybe all but like 2 of the student films in that class, that first session. And that led to more work and just more people just reaching out for different projects. I did a few different documentaries, a few different music videos. Department of Tourism put me in one of their campaigns. And that photo was used on billboards, on buses, double-decker buses, you know, around the world. New York, San Francisco, London, you know, Delta. It was in one of Delta's magazines, their airplane magazines. So it was in there. It was in different brochures. Yeah, it's for their It's More Fun in the Philippines campaign. That was a fun, wild ride. Come home, back to, you know, Torrance, California. And I realized very quickly, it's not like leave. Leave, you're here for 2 weeks, so people adjust their schedules. But, you know, now that you're back for good, nobody's schedule changes. Life just goes on like it's always gone on. Now you're just there to see everything, but you're not a participant of it. You know, so everybody's going to work, everybody's going to school, and I'm just stuck in the house like, I don't know what the fuck to do. So back in like, what was that, 2019? This is before this global pandemic that we're getting out of right now. I was going through my little waves of depression, like I do maybe about once a year. And it's funny, because like once a year, you know, I'll go through this. And it's usually during like the bird months, you know, September through December. And, you know, I seek to go join the military again, or try to find, you know, like law enforcement, you know, fire, or something that still kind of has that military type of structure, you know, but it's that fleeting feeling, because it comes, and then once I go, you know, and start putting, you know, feet to pavement, I realize like, no, like the thing that I'm seeking is that camaraderie. I'm not seeking the job, I'm seeking the camaraderie, you know, I'm seeking that brotherhood. So I just had to find other ways to find it. You know, so I'm scrolling the internet one day, and I come across the tactical games. You know, it was like a CrossFit games mixed with a shooting competition. I was like, oh, that looks fucking awesome. Like, I want in. You know? So I'm geeked up about it one day. I go to my barber down here in Torrance, Daniel, and, you know, I'm geeked up, I'm telling him about it, you know, he's cutting my hair, and I'm showing him all the pictures, like, man, that shit looks fucking awesome. Exact same thing I did in the military, but, you know, like, it just looks fun. He's like, yeah, man, it's cool. He's like, you know, like, you gotta talk to my boy, Matt. And I'm like, all right. He's like, yeah, my boy, he's, you know, Green Beret, like all this and all that. He's Army too and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, cool. So he shows me the profile. I'm like, damn, that motherfucker's scary. I was like, okay, let me go ahead and, you know, he's like, yeah, just message him, let him know that, you know, I sent you a thing. I'm like, all right, cool. So I hit him up. I'm like, Operation Athlete Charlie 1. I'm like, hey man, Danny the Barber, you know, it said to hit you up, you know, I want to do this tactical game, stuff like that, you know. I'm 11 Bravo Infantry, 04 to 08. You know, I train now, you know, I do CrossFit, and I'm working over here at, you know, tennis academy. So yeah, man, I want to see if we can get together, connect, train. I see you out there training and stuff like that. I just want to see if I can jump in. And then, you know, Operation Athlete replied like, yeah, man, for sure, come on out, come on out. So I show up, hey, man, what's up, boom, 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 boom. You know, I'm still shy, a little embarrassed, you know. And then he's like, yeah, man, we're just gonna do a quick little warm-up run, and we're gonna come back, we can do just a little circuit. I'm like, all right, yeah, that sounds doable, you know, like I've worked out before. I think I can do this. So we start running. I'm like, cool, you know, nice little, you know, it's gonna, you know, in my mind about an hour, this and that. So we get to the first, you know, little outfall that I think is gonna be the turnaround spot for this warm-up run. We blow past that. I'm like, okay, all right, look back, okay. Starting points is getting a little further, but all right, he's still running. I'm still running too, you know. Then we get to the next landmark. Still running, all right, still running. Then finally we get down to the end of the beach where there's no more road. I'm like, fuck, man, this is a warm-up run. You know, I gotta look tough though. You know, I can't. First day out here, I gotta prove myself. So then we run back. Ends up being a fucking 5K warm-up run. And then we do the circuit. That shit killed me. But what made it all better was jumping in the water after the workout. So I was like, yes. It's like, when's the next workout? He's like, next Tuesday. I'm like, fuck, man. I was wrecked after that. It was a 3-mile run to start it off that wrecked me. So I was like, you know, if I'm gonna keep up on these Tuesday workouts, I need another day to be out here doing this. So then I started Thursday workouts where the same standard applied. Like after that 5K run, it's like that was the standard. So now every time I went out there, boom, it has to be a 5K run, you know, because I have to prove myself. I can't fall out. That almost wrecked me. I gotta build. Yeah, so Tuesday and Thursday workouts, they became a thing. You know, I did the tactical games, amazing experience down in Utah. And I mean, that was amazing. It was everything that I saw and everything I imagined, everything I pictured, you know? But like, I just had a taste, right? So, you know, I gotta double down on these workouts now. So, you know, I get back, I'm more invigorated, just pumped, ready to go. So, you know, we ramp up the workouts, you know, like, and then we got more people getting involved with us, you know, so now, you know, we got me, Matt, Eddie, we got James Kirby, then we got, you know, Coach Al, we got Ryan, we got fucking Mario, you know, we got a nice crew of people that just constantly come, other veterans as well. We did all this stuff, man, we got that brotherhood back, you know, we were all, you know, supporting each other, all just, it's been a fun, wild ride. And through that, this fun, wild ride that's still happening, we linked up so many different people, right? So as we're doing these workouts, you know, Matt, he was like, yo, he did this marathon. It's this marathon in a weekend or something like that for some organization. And like at that time, I had never ran a marathon before. I'm like, oh, that sounds fun, that sounds interesting. Like I want in, you know? So he was like, yeah, man, don't worry, you know, they tell me about these upcoming challenges, you know, we had with like Hard to Kill Fitness and with Guerrilla Group My Zone, which is now Until Death Collective, and, you know, Alpha League Performance, we had the VOG Tactical, you know, all these things. So I mean, the brotherhood was there, I tapped into the network, and now all these things are just manifesting itself into that thing that I was looking for all along, that brotherhood, that camaraderie, that we're all together for the same purpose, and each one of us uses our strengths, right? Because we're not all gonna have the same strengths, we're not all gonna have the same weaknesses, you know, but this is my strength, that's your strength, we combine together, unstoppable force. And now, I mean, we've built this team to where like, we're just an unstoppable force now. So through all that, through this unstoppable force, I live wild and crazy, and I'm very high energy, and people fucking dig it. It attracts attention. You know, like people see what we're doing, and they like what we're doing, and they see the positive impact that it makes, and people just want to be involved with it. So it just becomes this revolving door, this rinse and repeat cycle. The whole me coming into my own as a hype man, I don't know, I guess my favorite part of the music, like, you know, hip hop and rap growing up, is all those ad libs in between the verses. And I just fucking love those, you know? So like, to more so, I'd be waiting for that next, you know, yell out ad lib to come, and like, that would be my thing. So, you know, every now and then I'd show up in different places or in different settings, and I'd have my one-liner that I would use, you know, and people would look at me like what's that? And I just became so consistent with it that, like, that's all people expected now. And like, now they wanted it. You know, they're like, yeah, you gotta have Will there to, you know, do his saying. And I've had so many over the years. So for me, it's a fun wild ride. I just enjoy it. Everybody else seems to enjoy it too. And that makes me feel good. But I would say, to veterans that are going through something, that need to get out of a dark hole or something like that, there's always gonna be that light at the end of the tunnel. There's always gonna be somebody there that you can reach out to. When we think that there's nobody out there to reach out to, like, that lifeline will appear. For me, it's always been that way. Whether it's in my next adventure, whether it's in a phone call or a text from one of the boys, whether it's in, you know, the next event we got going on that I need to prepare for so I could be hard to kill. So, you know, I don't show up to this event unprepared. You know, so it's just having that accountability, and then finding somebody that's gonna hold you accountable. Like, we want to be the person to always hold us accountable, but it's not always gonna be that way. There's always gonna be that person, and this is, you know, what the whole brotherhood and that team thing is about. Like, when we're falling, or when we're slipping, or when our weaknesses is starting to overpower us, you know, there's somebody gonna be there that's gonna just pull us back out of it, you know? And I mean, I like to think, you know, I'm big, I'm strong, I'm tough enough to pull myself out, but that's not true. That's the ego talking, you know? Like, we have to kill the ego, ask for help, because the help is gonna be there. Whatever you want in this world is there. Closed mouth don't get fed. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is you want, like, you can find it. Like, just reach out to whoever. Pull out your phone, first contact in the phone. Boom, hey, I need to talk. Okay, they didn't answer. Next contact, boom, hey, I need to talk. You know, so don't do it alone. As they say in the military, where's your battle buddy? Always have to have a battle buddy, right? So even now, like, phone contacts. I'm sure any one of us right now has at least 50 contacts in our phone, if not 100. You know, and the way social media is nowadays, like, the resources are out there. You just have to put out what it is that you want, what it is you're looking for, and you will find it. So I would just say, just reach out. Find that thing that makes you feel alive. Find that thing that's gonna get you out of bed in the morning. Find that thing that's gonna motivate you to continue to stay in the fight and survive. Stay hard to kill.
So Will, man, thank you so much for sharing, like, everything, your childhood up into the military, you know, your struggles after, and your new journey. You know, I've known you for the last couple of years, and it's been an amazing journey, brother. Seeing you grow,
absolutely,
has been amazing, and there's so much more to come with Boom It's Your Boy Will Jones. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow at Boom It's Your Boy Will Jones. Make sure you subscribe to Iron Infidel. Thank you, Iron Infidel, for capturing this man's story, and just leave comments and just let us know what you think. Again, I'm Charlie 1, the operational athlete with the Iron Infidel team, and thanks for tuning in.
Boom, George Arnold's going down there. We out. Peace. Holla at your boy.